Welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get right to it. Project going for broke. We are going to attempt to find the hitch wiring, which is supposed to be, if you look in the back bumper of the Hummer H3 from 06 to 2010, this is where it's supposedly supposed to be if you have a base model without the hitch. This hitch was actually added by the previous owner. I've already gone through and wire brushed it really good and primed it and painted it, and not with perfection, but I tried to do my best. Also have painted the rear bumper, which I've meant somewhere right in here is where we're going to be at. I'll bring you back in a minute when I hopefully find the wire. Okay, we're back on the 08 Hummer H3 going for broke. I'm going to show you where these wires are for this hitch. Because as I said, the previous owner put this hitch in. I went ahead already and cleaned it all up and repainted it. As likewise the bumper. But I'm going to show you where they're at. You will not be able to use this tool or its mini counterpart to get in here. You ultimately end up having to cut the plastic riv nut that they use, that they put in one of those Christmas tree style. You have to cut two of them. That, honestly, GM did an okay job. They just hit it on you, and they didn't bother telling you where it was specifically. So I'm going to show it to you. Please do not take your tail lights out, as many videos on the web tell you to do, and cut into the wires there with those god-awful Scotch locks, because, well, you will have corrosion horribly, just my opinion. You will ultimately need some tape, electrical tape, to retouch up the stuff that you made mistakes trying to take everything apart. And I will need to go downstairs and get some wire loom covering and retape that back on. So one of the Christmas tree zip tie fasteners I had to sacrifice. One I was able to keep. In fact, it's right here. That will get taped back into the harness to hold it down so it doesn't chafe. I do not know how people say that this rubs and shorts out there. I'm not sure, because this is really well protected up in there, and the plastic Christmas tree fasteners hold all this wiring pretty good, but from what I understand, there is a possibility to short up there. So, let's take a look and see what we found. Here they are. I went way over here thinking it was going to be back in here, near where the ground wire comes out, right here. You'll see the ground wire, hopefully. I went back there because I thought, oh, okay, so I ripped all this open to discover, no. I then removed, way over there, you'll see, hopefully, a little hole. I'm putting some light up there for you. It's really hard to get you in here. Back in there, there is a hole that will have a Christmas tree fastener like the one I just showed you. In fact, here it is. That's what it looks like after you cut it off and pound it out, because you can't get that rivet buckle type tool in there. There's no room, because if you look up in there, you're at the bottom of the box for the truck, and here's the steel plate. You literally have very little room to even get in here. So this holds into a little hole back here that is hidden behind the muffler. When you cut that off, and or if you're lucky enough to get it out, I couldn't, you will pull out this entire harness, and ta-da, here are your splice wires. They could have spent the extra buck while manufacturing and put an end on each one of these to just conveniently plug into, but no. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this properly, and I will show you what it's like once I get done. Now, if you take a 10mm socket, or a 3/8 or whatever flavor you choose, you can wrap your tape around that to make a mini little roll of black tape. I made up myself a harness. I used just a regular, what looks to be about a 3 foot, maybe 4, and I took my heat shrink from the basement. I have a big loom of heat shrink down there, a roll I guess you would call it. It's on a cardboard holder. And I went ahead and covered the whole entire thing with heat shrink to help protect it. And now I'm going to go in there and see what we can do. I probably spent better part of an hour or two trying to search for this on the web, the location, and got so many silly answers. And the fact of the matter is I wanted to make a useful video that would help other people and be a service to them, because, Yeah, okay. Okay, so once we clean the wires, this is what we're left with. This is the body side for the harness that you have to dig way up inside of here to find, and it's further towards your bumper. It's not over here. It's towards the bumper. It's hidden in the harness. It actually sticks out of the harness, thankfully. Took me a while to find it. And this is what I ended up putting together. Yes, normally I would solder these because I think solder holds a lot better. But in this case, this is what I've got. Now, the one thing I noticed is this has got a brown with a stripe. Very interesting. Kind of a little different. So the green will go to the green, the yellow to the yellow. I went ahead and clipped off the protective rubber heat shrink that they had on there and skinned them back. They're now going to go into these, and then I'm going to heat them. That will put all that back together, and then I got to repair all the areas I cut open looking and put new wire loom on. I'll be back. Here we are back, and you can see that I have yet to heat these. I've already verified with my digital voltage meter, which is right there. It's actually a very good digital voltage meter. Again, not sponsored. It's called a Cronova. I ended up getting this Cronova 890Z, so 890Z. It's a digital multimeter. I call it a DVM, digital voltage meter. Boy, this little thing does all kinds of great stuff. So I verified that I have continuity to ground, and I verified that each of my right, left, and tail work. Now I'm going to heat them with my heat gun. I'll be back. All you have to do is put your digital voltage meter to work for you. And if you watch the screen, you'll see what happens when you do the right signal. See it? It jumps back and forth on the digital voltage meter. You just set it to DC volts, and then you put your blinker on, and you can see which blinker it is. So that's the passenger side. I consider that the right side. Here is the left side. Here we are again. As you can see, or maybe not, because it may not be focusing. There we go. They are all heat shrunk now. I will not be heat shrinking the entirety of the heat shrink tubing. I just did the end there. As you can see, it's a little more shrunk in. Right there. And then it expands nice and far and wide. And then did the opposite end of it right here. Over time, the sun and the heat from the muffler and everything will go ahead and shrink that stuff. It's pretty much just as a protective coating. It does not pay to have split loom, as in other parts of the Rust Belt, because what happens is the salt, the calcium chloride, the sand, the grit, the dirt, the water, the ice all freeze inside of said split loom, and then they act like an abrasive sandpaper and destroy the wiring and corrode it. As you can make it out, this is all I'm doing, the 10 millimeter, and then I just take and make a mini roll by going around it like so. Very handy little tip. Okay, so hopefully you can make it out. Thus far, went ahead and took care of putting all of the tape on the one section that I opened. Once again, you don't need to open this side over here. It turned out to be just a total cluster. You just need to go and pop out that, you might be able to see it now, way back in there. You need to pop it out. It's way back up and in there. And you'll find it actually resides back up inside of here. Back in there, it resides. So, at some point, hopefully you'll find it. Okay, that's much better. As you can see, we got it all taped up, so now it's nice and protected, including the part I added. Because, hey, why not? It should look decent when you're done, right? So I will put this back on along with the zip ties and the tape to secure this. The other one that I had to cut off, I will put a zip tie buried through it to lock it down, so that way we don't get any chafe. So as I said before, I'm not a fond fan of split loom, but I do keep pieces. As you can see, I have pieces pre-cut, and I'll have to build from that. I don't have an actual roll or part of it, like a big section of it. We're back again, going for broke. Got it all Tessa taped up. That's the product I actually use is Tessa. So on the bottom here I used Tessa, and then I sprayed it with WD-40 to help keep the water, disperse it. That's WD-40. That's what its name is. And then I left a little bit of each of the colors so I could at least color check them when I need to, in case I need to test because something's not working. It is working though, because it's already been tested. And so I know that I've tested it 3 times. 3 little piggies here, little phalanges. 3 times I've tested it. So here we go. That I've got here in the garage, and I already had a hitch, that drawbar and ball that I needed. So I prepared that a long time ago. It was sitting in here hiding, and so now I've got that on also. So everything is now ready to actually tow with. Over and out. That's it. Got no more for you. Have a good day. Go away. Bye bye. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all the normal stuff. Thanks so much.